PP, okay, welcome to triple, quadruple, what's after four?
Pentuple,
Pentuple, probably. Alright,
yes,
Pentuple podcast,
pentuple, and then sextuple, and then PP.
late night podcast with the boys. Austin left because he kind of gay, but it's okay.
Austin left because he's a child, a small boy. He said, "Mother, I require milk," and then he fell
Yes,
asleep.
but it's okay when we get rich, we say PP, go away. But it's okay.
Yeah,
So,
what he says.
so we keep talking about how, like, religion flawed and stuff, and then our podcast keeps stopping, so we think somebody's fucking
So,
with
so
us.
we think we pissed off Jesus.
Yeah, he's like, hey, boy, quit that. And I'm like, oh son.
I'd dab up Jesus if he like
I
appeared
would,
in front of me,
I'd be
because
like,
Jesus was peaceful.
oh yeah. But then, like, you don't believe in him. No, fuck you mean, bro? You want hell? You can get out here. Get out here, bro. Get out here.
If Jesus would like walk through my wall right now in like Birkenstocks and had like a blunt in his hand, I would 100% believe it's Jesus.
Jerusalem 12s, bro.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the the J's. By J we mean Jerusalem.
Where my stats at? Alright, damage.
God, something about Jesus with like a blunt.
Oh, yeah.
Funny.
So, like, if. Hold on. Let me look at this real quick. Oh, that's a lot of fucking armor. Which one? Okay, I'll get rid of that one. Okay, so, like, look, just tell somebody, just be talking to them, be like, one day you will be judged, and when they look up, just fucking hit them in the nuts around.
Okay, so like this is what a bunch of people don't talk about. So what if it's like, everybody believes in Christianity because it's the popular religion at this time. What if the real religion that is actually real, some like dead religion that nobody knows about? Like everybody just goes to their version of hell.
Oh yeah, it's just like it's like half big. It's just like haha, stupid ass, dumb ass bitch.
Do you know what's crazy? Like you're gonna go to bed one day, you're gonna be like if you die in your sleep, like imagine just like being in your bed and then you wake up and you're just in like the courtroom and like Anubis is looking at you. You're like, okay, bro, hear me out.
It's like, hey, buddy, hey. You're like,
Because according apparently like Anubis was like 10 foot tall, so you're just this massive just dog man. And you're just like, oh hey, crazy story.
it's like, all right, so like, why don't you be like, hey yo,
At
homie?
least in like Egyptian culture, dog, like with their religion, you could debate to get out of hell if you were good at talking.
I'm pretty good at talking.
As if it was like heart, if your heart was heavier than a feather on like a balance scale, you would be sent to their version of hell, which you'd be eaten by one of the gods. It was like the dude that created the Nile River by sweating. I'm pretty sure. I know a little bit about every like mythology. It's interesting, but interesting to me at least. But but like you could be like, okay, listen, I beat my dick a lot, but like, hear me out.
Kind of.
Egyptians probably did that too, and then Anubis would be like, shit, he got a point, and then you go on through, buddy.
I mean, self pleasure in the Bible like ain't supposed to do it, but like, okay, I mean, you
But
doing
here
what
we
you
are.
like. He
You
did.
ain't. You're supposed to like in older versions. Like you gotta. Well, I don't keep up with the different types of religions, such as Presbyterian, vegan, and Baptist. Like like
Fuck,
I don't know.
fucking
Is
8 Ball.
vegan a religion?
I mean,
Somebody posted that on like a Yahoo like
way
questions
of
board.
life.
It was like, is vegan a religion?
Ooh, goblet. Oh shit, how I activate.
Probably.
Alright,
I feel like veganism's a cult made by the animals.
I mean, yeah, fuck that. There's, alright, I can imagine like our dog just like sneaking out. Be like, alright, bro, hear me out.
Hey, listen.
So I got an
You know
idea.
these retards gonna believe anything.
I know, like they believe that. I don't know. I
Or
mean, do you support Trump?
I don't know. I really stay out of politics because there's no point in me doing it at this point because of what's that called? I'm not 18, and we won't have the same runners
Yeah, I know.
by
I
the
mean,
time I'm 18.
right now I like his ideas, but like I don't like.
It's just not being executed properly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
But like, he seems pretty badass. So I mean, that ain't my problem. So I mean,
bro.
be honest, like I'm pretty sure unemployment's like the lowest it's ever been right now. So I can't really say shit about it.
I like the part when that lady said I got a low grade fever, and he's like, nope,
Oh yeah, he
he
Dude,
wasn't taking it.
have you seen that video of him playing with the Pope's hand?
Yeah.
And the Pope smacks it away. Bro.
Bro, okay, speaking of doing shit like that in a place of like respect, um, I was listening. This is gonna get mad. A podcast and a podcast. So I was listening to a podcast, and he was talking about. They were talking about how Steve-O would just do whatever. Like he snorted wasabi at like a traditional Japanese like restaurant at one point or something. And he was like, because they were in Japan, and like Japan's heavily based in like honor, respect, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, and they were talking. They're like, we went to Japan. You know how like awkward that'd be, because it's like everything was very like you honor, I respect you, you respect me type thing. He's like, imagine Steve-O coked out coming through, just snorting wasabi and like vomiting on the counter.
I love
He's like,
Steve-O.
I love Steve-O
Yeah,
too.
dude.
Bro, Steve-O. I'm gonna get a dude. My goal in life is get a tattoo from Steve-O before I die. Cause
Trying
he
to
does tattoos.
trying to fuck Steve-O.
That's his goal.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. No.
I'm pretty sure that like his doctor that tested him for AIDS gave him like a free vial of his own blood that he didn't need. He was like, here, do what you want with it. He's like, okay, word.
Word. God, he's such a man.
How many, dude? What they even do? I guess for the HIV test, they just take blood. I'd imagine.
I mean, yeah,
I
probably.
don't think they swab your
Stick
dick.
their finger up your butt or something.
No, it's a prostate exam.
Yeah, exactly. What he said.
Finger up your butt, make you rotate on it, sneeze. You know.
My worst fear is going to go like get your fucking like prostate examined, and then he has like both hands on your shoulders or some shit.
Yeah, that used to be a thing that people would do. They get like the nurse in, and they like the doctor would have his finger in your ass, and then they'd get the nurse to stand behind you and put like both of their hands in your peripheral.
Oh yeah. Be like, oh,
You can't do that now, though. It's just that's funny to me, though. I mean, it's scary if you're in that person's shoes at first, but it's funny.
oh yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Who I can't remember the comedian, but he was talking about how he was trying to get Xanax from his
Perfect.
doctor, and his friend was like, "It's great." He said, "All I said was I get nervous on airplanes sometimes," and he prescribed me Xanax. And he's like, "We go to the same doctor. Word." Goes there, and then he like goes there for a checkup, and he's talking to him, and he's like, "Just slip in, like I get nervous or something, but like happens." He was like, "Doctor, I pee a lot." And he was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, how much you pee like a day?" And he's like, "About 50."
How 50?
He was like, "That's a lot." He's like, "I'm gonna get you set up for a prostate exam because that might be like a cancer thing." And he's like, "Okay." And he's like, "I didn't know what it was." He was like, came in today, and I was like, "I'm gonna get Xanax." He said, came in. He said, doctor was like, assume the position, stuck his finger in his ass, and he was like, he's like, "You don't know it unless you've had like a finger in your ass before or something else." He was like, "Your body is not used to things going in and coming out, and your brain thinks anything that comes out is shit."
Yeah.
And he was like, the doctor stuck his finger in my ass, check, pulled his finger out, and he was like, "I thought I shit on him." And I kept saying, "Sorry." The doctor was like, "What?"
Just like,
And he threw like wet wipes at me. He was like, "Clean yourself up."
do you know who the comedian Josh Wolf is?
Yes, I love Josh Wolf.
Yeah, so like when he was talking about like he was trying to go in to get his weed card, and he was like
Oh,
he looked at like the sign outside the door, and it was like, if you have suffer from one of these, then you can get your weed card. And he was like, oh, that's like a cheat sheet right here. So he was like, one of those things. He's like, what those times where you like look at something and you're like, okay, I got it. Then you're like, you walk away and you're like, wait, what was that? So he like
Yeah.
did that, and he like memorized the first thing on there, and it was like anxiety, I think. So he went in there and he's like, the doctor was like, why do you think you need your medical marijuana card? And he's like, and he like went blank. So he's like, autism. And the doctor was like, you mean anxiety? He was like, yeah, that's right.
Autism, but like, what was it? And then he was talking about how his son like
Ate one of his pop brownies.
ate one of his edibles
Yeah.
or whatever.
And he said they're like,
And And he was sitting there shirtless in his room, like poking like his index fingers together, looking down at his chest.
Yeah, he's like,
And he was like, "Hey, do you eat one of my edibles?" He's like, "Perhaps." And he was like, he was trying to like figure out like the answer to the universe, and he was like rubbing his fingers together. He's like, "I got one question for you." He's like, "What?" And he's like, he starts rubbing his fingers together. He's like, "Can you hear that?" And he goes, "No." He's like, "Maybe you can help me."
yeah, he's like, what are you doing? He's like, you wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand. My actions are beyond your your comprehension,
And then
dude.
he's
Like I remember, he said his dose was like 12 times the standard. Just weed.
yeah,
Like I know
his
different strains have different amounts of like THC, but like whatever they were off of, it was 12 times the dose. So whatever that is, we need to move to like some place where weed's legal. Do that, and then we're gonna come up with the answer to the universe. Apparently,
so he
he was laying shirtless, looking down, poking himself.
so hold on. So a decadose is 175 milligrams of weed, and
Yeah.
uh, quad dose. Quad dose is 70 milligrams.
Yeah.
So it's like triple or something. So like, yeah, he was like, what? Then
We
he
can
saw.
kiss our like weight loss goodbye though if we try that shit, because
Well, no, a lot of people lose weight when they smoke weed.
Well, yeah, because PP.
Well, can
I'll
you?
never forget something my uncle told me about. He was like, back in the day, he was like, dare. I mean, it's still a thing in the schools, kind of. But like, he was like, we had a cop come into our school and tell us weed would give you boobs. And he was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna smoke weed then.
But
It's like, I
others,
get to see boobs.
I'm
What?
googling it now. If like weed makes you lose weight. Let's see. I think Colorado has their recreational marijuana.
Oh yeah, Colorado has everything. There's some states, I'm pretty sure it was mushrooms. I think in Colorado, some forms of mushrooms are legal. I could be wrong. I just could have read some fake article and be
Oh,
retarded. But I'm pretty sure my sister told me that, so I don't know. She's not the most reliable source of information anyway. Recreational shrooms? That'll kill you, dog. That'll
oh
make you
yeah.
go into the future.
Okay, let's.
Those are things I feel like the only drugs I will get involved with is just weed. I refuse to do mushrooms or any hard shit. I
I
don't
will.
care what kind of pressure there is. Like mushrooms are scary to me,
I get fucked up on
even though
anything.
they're natural.
I don't
I
care.
know you would. You get fucked up on A1
I wouldn't.
sausage.
I wouldn't get fucked up on like any. I do acid any day of the week. I smoke weed
I
obviously.
wouldn't. I don't mess with. I don't know.
LSD, PCP, whatever. I wouldn't do like shit like ketamine or anything. Like shit.
Wait. Did you just say you would do ketamine?
I wouldn't do ketamine.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Okay, so here are the states where weed is
He's
recreational.
like, I don't mess with weed, but like black tar heroin. That's it.
See, so Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada. Um,
Technically,
oh,
weed's legal here, but it's also not.
medical marijuana is legal here.
Yeah.
Arkansas or not Arkansas, fuck. Alaska, Colorado, whatever. Michigan, Vermont, that state.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, and Maine. So the closest is Michigan or Maryland or Macedonia.
Massachusetts.
Macedonia.
Fill me on that Mesopotamia quiz.
Yeah, bro. Macedonia.
Mesopotamia. Come through, punch you in your crania.
Shut up, retard. So I
But I
mean,
can't take credit for that. I stole that from a Noel Miller video. It's either Cody Co or Noel. It was one of them.
weed legal in Michigan. I have a sister who
Dude,
lives in Michigan.
whoever's like monitoring your like Google search right now, like Department of Homeland Security, is just like dose.
Yeah, you can.
Dug him a dome.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I'm sure if like we tried to get a law passed that weed will be legal in all states, just like the government can tax it. And I'm sure.
No, oh yeah, no. That's why I'm surprised they haven't made it okay everywhere else, because they could tax the shit out of it and make a ton of money.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're saying. That's what a lot of people were trying to like fight for. It's like, there's no way they
Yeah, and
can
I'm like,
sell it.
weed's better than tobacco. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean, shit, fuck up your brain cells.
and like people are like, I'd rather live with an alcoholic than a pothead, and I'm like, no, you wouldn't.
Yeah, no, you would not, because there's nobody who fucking shoots
Likes
up
alcohol.
shoots their family.
Yeah,
Ah,
Crispin Wallen, which I think he was off of the PP.
marijuana.
I mean, people, because it's the whole reason. The whole reason weed is the bad lettuce, the devil's lettuce in the first place. It's because a bunch of people in the '60s, I think '60s when it came out, Reefer Madness was apparently back then, like when Reefer Madness came out, everybody you could get weed, like you could rock it and hit like. Well, I mean, you could do that now, but like it was more like, hey, kid. It's more like John F. Kennedy, like Whipley Snide. I was Jesus. What's that dude's name? Whipley Snidely Whiplash. There you go.
And the thing
Like
is,
tone, like "Arr."
see, is weed a depressant or is weed a
I mean, it's a calm. It calms, so I guess it would be
it,
classified as a
it's
form of depressant. But like alcohol is a depressant.
oh yeah, let's see, hold on, let me look at it. Copy. Here's the thing. I think it said
I spelled marriage to mama.
It says cannabinoids is in the middle, so it's antipsychotic, it's a stimulant, it's a hallucinogen, and it's a depressant.
Okay, so it makes you happy and like it calms you down. Okay, what?
Okay, here's stuff that's
That's why like people like that have PTSD will shit like.
okay, so here's let's see. So I'm trying to let me put my mic down a little bit. Okay, so
Okay, now do me a favor. Google squirrel farting just to throw whoever's monitoring anything for a loop.
Okay. They're gonna think I'm high right now. Alright. So a depressant and hallucinogen is stuff like THC. THC is like kind of like it's kind of a stimulant, it's kind of a depressant, it's kind of a hallucinogen. Can you still hear me alright?
Yeah, I can hear.
Alright. So let's see, stuff like that's a depressant and a hallucinogen. PCP, toluidine, ketamine, oxide.
No, we don't mess with that.
What's
We're
ether?
not supporting ketamine, right? Ether.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, homeboy CJ talks about? CJK.
I don't know, bro. What?
He's like, boy, you get ether.
It got like.
I know that's.
I hate you. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's what he's talking. Ether, there's a type of ether that's like a type
Like-
of lube, but like not like.
I just looked up what.
I don't think he's talking about the drug.
I just said what either.
What ether? Well, it's better than googling marriage your mom.
Okay. See, either like the stuff from like the 1850s with like the rattlesnake venom.
Snake oil shit.
What?
It's like this will cure your diabetes and crippled leg, and then it's like,
Chloroform is a depressant.
well, obviously.
I was sitting there laughing at that. All right.
You know, some people like date rape themselves because they're like, there's a dude that got high off. Dude, he did stand up, and I was listening to his story. What's his name?
Damn, caffeine
Why
is
do
a
I
stimulant.
say Bill? It's not. Is it Bill Burr?
I don't know. See, what's like the medical name for acid? Is it LSD?
Tom Segura. For medical name for
Not medical name, but like not not acid, but like
scientific.
yeah.
I don't know because I know like they got some weird like E95 78 red
God.
red 90.
I just googled is LSD and acid the same thing? Yeah, acid is a street slang for LSD.
Okay, and LSD probably stands for
Yeah.
like
Okay.
electro sucking.
Have you seen that video of Steve-O getting fucked up on nitrous oxide? That video is
Yeah, and he's like talking to people that aren't there.
that video is horrifying. Like that
It
video
is.
fucking scary. Like he did it
He'll
one
just
time.
pass out. Eh.
Yeah, he was sitting there like and I was like, what the fuck? Like
That's what happened. Well, it's because oxygen isn't reaching your brain. That's the entire. It's
Yeah.
just you're suffocating yourself.
that shit's like horrifying.
Dude, people that do whippets in high school will die after like 2. Steve-O was getting powerful off of them.
Oh yeah. The
Like you've seen those pictures where he's just unconscious, just in like the giant like things of like CO2 and nitrogen. Like there were over like 10,000 around him, and they were all empty. He was powerful off of it. Bunch of like 16-year-old white girls that try to be cool at parties and get high off of it. They'll do two and die. They'll turn blue and die. Steve-O was singing to the eighth dimension.
yeah, bro. He was out here like,
He awoke in his third eye. He's like, "You're kind of cool, dude." He's in
yeah,
like Health. Did you watch the Steve-O documentary in Health too?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, and he was like sitting there on the couch. He was like, he'd start talking to people that weren't there, and it's just him, and he just go, and he's like, "You're pretty cool."
Yeah, he was just in there like,
Just like, name.
I love Steve-O. And I was sitting there watching that, and I was like, none of these bitches in here know what the fuck Steve-O's about.
I know it's sad. What's his name? G. I love Steve-O, but like
I love
jackass wise, I love
Johnny Knoxville.
yeah. I about said John Nash. Yeah, you know John Nash and Jackass. Have you heard Johnny Knoxville talk about his ridiculously inbred family?
No. Dopamine is
Hello?
no. Hello.
Hey, word.
All right, hey, can you hear me? No.
I don't know if he's still recording people of the podcast, but I think Alex
Uh-oh.
just died because he run off that frontier
So,
every day.
so
to this day.
podcast can still hear me, and then it says I'm still.
Hey yo.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna pause the recording, and we'll be back. All right.
We're back. Yeah. Okay, so I was talking about. I was asking Alex if he knew about Johnny Knoxville's very inbred family,
Yeah, I did.
and Johnny went to. I think it was a genealogist, whatever. Whoever can trace back your family tree through DNA. And he was talking about how he was like, he's a very esteemed man that doesn't like to say that people are very inbred and had sex with their cousins. But he was like, him trying to explain that to me was the funniest thing ever. He was like, Jonathan, you need to understand where you're from Kentucky and you were from a very rural part. And people didn't really get out of their towns. And he's like, I already know where this is going. He's like, this is hilarious. He was like, you're very inbred.
You know, considering.
Like second cousin to the mother to the father's stepdaughter.
I hope you know, we come from like a very like.
Oh, inbred. Oh
no,
yeah.
No. We come from like a very like racist family. Like my grandpa or my grandpa's grandpa, I think, he was a sheriff in Wyoming County. Well, I'm just going to call it. I don't really care because I can't really like tell the story. So we live in West Virginia, whatever. And I ain't gonna say like what county. I'm just gonna say he was a sheriff in Wyoming County, and he killed somebody, shot somebody. So he moved to the county we live in. Ooh, that's about so I'm just gonna mess it up. It's Raft Wars. But he moved to the county that we're in now, and he became like second in command of the Ku Klux Klan. And then where a place where I'm gonna text you like where this place was. Real quick on Discord.
Oh, and like back in the day in like WV, no, I do not.
Okay.
Hold up. Wait, hold up. Let me Google it. But back in the day, West Virginia, there's probably still people to this day, probably, that like Klan wasn't. Yeah, Klan wasn't very like they were relevant, but like there were a lot of people that you didn't know were a part of it that were in it.
Oh yeah.
Which apparently they were hella involved in Louisiana because
Mhm.
it was majority black culture and French. Shout out our trois patrons.
So like, but still, he and like a bunch of his homeboys went and they killed a black girl who had like a black baby. She hung her. They hung her up by like a tree and slit her stomach open from like poos to neck and took the baby out and like slung it against a
From
tree.
what to neck?
Poos, bro. Pussy, vaginal cavity, bro.
There you go. That's like the time I was trying to say vagina to my mom and I just went cooter.
yeah. Cooter.
I forgot the word for vagina. And I was like, yeah, people sticking speakers in their cooter.
Alright. Well, like, that's about it. And my dad, which I don't know how far I could go off this because my dad was kind of like, not. He's known to exaggerate some stuff, but I mean, he's my dad, so like, whatever they tell me, I believe until I find out, like, I have a reason not to. So, yeah, he told me that when they like, he died and they went into his basement, they found like a folder and it was like, it had like songs and he had like 3 or 4 just like the regular like Ku Klux Klan outfits just kind of in there in like boxes and shit. Which I mean, it's believable like coming from his background, but before that,
Oh yeah.
we come from like an extremely racist family. Like I told you, my grandpa's racist. Like he's probably one of the nicest people you meet, but like
But like, I mean, that was the culture back then. That was
I'm-
just it.
I mean, yeah, he grew up with it, but like he learned it from his grandpa or his dad, and then his mom was like his grandma was like crazy, like
Oh yeah.
mentally crazy.
Crazy grandma running my family too. Don't worry.
But like, let's see, I'm trying to think back of like, so on my grandma's side, we have an Indian, like one of her dad's brothers married like I can't remember. Her aunt
Navajo.
was like a full blown Indian, but like her actual grandma, or no, yeah, she had 2 grandmas. Yeah, that's right. I mean, everybody usually has 2 grandmas,
Like
but
Indian, Native American Indian, or
yeah,
Asian Indian.
Native American Indian, and her other grandma was like fresh off the boat from like Ireland.
Damn. So
And,
white.
oh, white. Yeah, I'm white. I'm a lot of Indian.
Well, yeah, I know. Me too.
And my grandpa's dad or grandpa, my grandpa's, he was telling me, and he was like, I'm 25, like give or take 25% Indian, and then I have a lot of like just white in me, like Scandinavian. I was like, shit. So we white and Indian blood, but I think everybody around here gotta
Oh,
be.
everyone. My dad is pretty sure down the line where Keystone was mostly black, and his family didn't really come out of it at all. Like they stayed there. He was like, "There's got to be some black dude that was down the line." He was like, "Cause shit don't add up." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, there's a saying in Keystone that you were Black Dutch, and that's whenever somebody down the line was black, but it got outbred out of you just because everybody else was white." I'm like, "That makes sense."
I mean, yeah. Ether. I'm gonna find out what ether is.
Yeah. Hey, watch yourself. Watch yourself. You might get shut down by the DEA again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, whenever we experienced technical difficulties, Alex had to go reset his router. And he's like, "Don't you find it kind of suspicious that we were talking about religion and LSD and stuff like that, and then I just get shut down?"
Oh yeah, they were like, shut it down, shut it down.
Shut it down. But I brought up the point that Joe Rogan does the same thing for a living. So.
I mean, Illuminati on his ass. But so
Oh, dude, did I tell you the dude a part of the Illuminati is trying to follow me on Instagram?
who? Give me
I don't know, just some black dude named like Dave.
shit.
It's just like Dave Illuminati. Hold on, let me send you his account.
All right. But like one of the first things that popped up on I need to cancel out that Discord on my phone. So like one of the first things that pops up on like Urban Dictionary when you're looking at it is Ethiopian chicken.
That's what it is.
But like, and then it's Ethiopian landmine and Ethiopian tired, Ethiopian flute, and then just Ethiopia. But either
the continent.
is
Not
like it's like gas, but like you huff it.
continent. Okay.
Because like
Makes sense.
you know how in GTA
it's like-
5 when they like fucking Trevor huffs gas, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, word.
yeah. I don't think.
Dude, I like the smell of gasoline. Do I mean I'm
Uh,
ether?
I mean, you gotta huff it.
Oh, you got. You know what Jankum is?
I don't know. No clue. No clue.
Jankum was made by the Hicks, trying to get high.
Is that
I'm
like
pretty sure it was
shit?
made- Yes.
Yeah.
It's where you just shit in the toilet and then you wait for it to just start converting to methane.
Yep.
You just start huffing the methane to cut off oxygen to the brain.
I saw that on 1,000 Ways to Die. I'm pretty
Ways to die. There's a die. Yeah, that's how I learned it.
Mm.
Wasn't it like some rocker or something?
Oh yeah, and he did it in his like
And he
fucking
died.
yeah.
Fell in the toilet.
Let me think. Yeah, he like passed out, I think, and then he fucking went to sleep, bro.
sleep.
Oh shit, I was gonna say something. Oh, you know, like Waka is like a Waka. I think yeah, from like have you ever?
Flocka?
No, it's like a drug. Flocka, not Waka. Flocka.
Waka Flocka. I don't get like this is all going to the same place.
No, the the drug is called Flocka. Have you ever have you ever
Squaw.
have you ever seen the movie Baywatch, like the new one?
No,
Okay,
no.
so Flocka is basically a drug that like fucking turns people into zombies.
So it's like bath salts.
Yeah, but like if you take it, there's like a 90% chance you fucking die. Here,
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna send you a video of people like on Flocka, and I'm just gonna show it.
Flocka ayahuasca, Flocka flame.
I'm just gonna show it on this real quick because it don't matter. It's on.
It's on YouTube. Government didn't shut us down.
So like our coach who was like a wrestling coach. He was a.
Is he on Flocka?
No, he was a fucking like he's a police officer. He's a sheriff. Well, he's deputy sheriff, something like that. And he said he's experienced two people. He's experienced things against two people like on Flocka, and each one of them had to be like hospitalized or they died. Like one of them like, was hospitalized, one of them died because it's like that like much of a fucking joke. Like some people were talking about like how a lot of people fucking like put it into their weed, and it's like it'll kill people. It's like the same with that one drug that like he's his like one of his deputies, one of the sheriff, I don't remember. He touched a baggie of this one drug that got absorbed through his skin, and he had to be hospitalized for like 2 weeks because it was.
Oh yeah, that's why you gotta like. That's why they tell you to leave that shit alone because it's like it can like people forget that your skin's got pores in it and stuff can be easily absorbed into it. Like you don't mess with like shit like that.
I forgot what it wasn't ketamine, it was fentanyl.
Oh, fentanyl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna come in here. It's like I keep hearing you talk about ketamine, fentanyl.
Yeah, it was fentanyl. That
It's different.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh, my dad knows there's a bunch of hicks that used to get drunk and high off of NyQuil.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah,
My,
there's an old dude. He was at least 70. He was like, he chugged NyQuil.
my mom used to do that. She gave me fucking cough syrup. I mean, I don't think nothing can happen to me, but she used to give me like cough syrup to try to make me go to bed. She was like, "Hey, I don't like you very much, so just take some of
My
this."
dad's crazy. My dad's crazy grandma, right? He was like, I'm surprised to have an OD. He's like, good thing I'm as big as I am because I would have died a long time ago. He was like, my grandma wouldn't read directions on the medication I had to take. He was like, I had cough syrup at one point. She thought teaspoon was tablespoon, and she was like, I'd be doing like shots of just NyQuil. It would be like 2 tablespoons, okay, and then it'd be like a cup.
It's like
She's
half
like,
the
that's
jar.
about as much.
It's about.
Yeah.
It's
And then like my dad was like, we burned through NyQuil like it was nobody's business. And he's like, I'd die. He was like, I'd go to sleep for like 2 days.
There's like that one girl on her that like we both that I don't like that anymore, but we used to be kind of friends with. Who's a whore, roast beef, you know. How she's always posting like the fucking like sleeping pill on her story, and she's like, if I don't wake up.
I don't understand why kids are like everybody's like, I want to kill myself, and then they like eat a fistful of just random like
Fucking
Tylenol, just like random miscellaneous drugs they find around their house. I'm like, you just took one of your mom's like
Viagra.
what's that? Your mom's Viagra.
It's like posted.
Like,
Keep going.
PP. What's that? Child prevention, not
Birth
Plan
control.
B. What's that? Birth control. There you go.
God.
It's like you just took one of your mom's birth control, you took a Tylenol, and you took a sleeping pill. That's not gonna do anything.
It's like it says like a fistful of fucking like drugs, and there's like stool softener.
Like you're gonna like you just got like a shit ton of diuretics. You're gonna be like clean for a week, but like
But
you
we
might be hospitalized. There's so many kids that do that and then just get hospitalized and they live, and they're like, "Are you retarded?"
yeah, because like they forget that stomach pumping works like 98% of the time.
And,
My
like,
cousin did that.
Or you can just pump activated charcoal into their body, and that's it.
God,
Like, seriously,
I hate
you could.
fucking like my past because like I did that before. I think I don't remember what I took. I think I pulled a girl from our school that took like a perk 30 in 8th grade last year. But like I forgot what I took. Fuck, it was like one of the capsules, but I like busted it open and I like licked it or something. Then I got put in the hospital. My crazy ass stepdad was like, "Did you eat this?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about, buddy."
Did
And
you eat this?
the only thing I can remember is I had a kind of hot nurse, and then I ate like Fruit Loops out of like a tube.
What?
Yeah, hold on, I'll pull up a picture of it.
I don't remember this. I've never heard this story.
No, I was like 4.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like in the 8th grade.
No, sir.
That was like we went to 8th grade together. How did I not know you were like in a hospital?
Oh yeah, last time I was hospitalized was like 6 hours, and it's because I broke my collarbone.
I don't think I haven't really been to the hospital for like I've never been
Yeah, but you're
hospitalized.
always
Knock on
fucking
wood.
sick, son. God.
Yeah, because I can go to a standard doctor for that. I don't need to go to the hospital and then like them stuck an IV in my ass.
Um.
Dude, I love the basic white girls that are always like they go there just because they go to the hospital. They're like, "Mom, my uterus is falling out," and then their mom's like, "Okay, honey," and then they take them, and then they just the whole reason they go there is just take a picture of their damn band on their arm,
Oh
and
yeah,
the
she's like,
doctor's like, "Okay,
don't
you'll be
ask.
fine, like whatever. You probably got a cold."
Yeah, don't ask.
Like,
Don't ask.
don't ask.
See,
Only ask if I know you or you know. Yeah, you know, you know.
most
Shut
sick
up.
I've ever fucking been was maybe fourth going into fifth or third going into fourth. I was outside. I fell asleep on the pool outside like near the pool, and I got third-degree sun poisoning on my entire back and shoulders, and
Oh,
like my entire back peeled,
yeah,
and
you got
like
radiation poisoning.
I peeled off the entire layer of skin, and my back was bright red, like it was like sticky to the touch because it
Mhm.
wasn't skin, it was like skin trying to grow in. It'd be like I'll be skin in
Ooh, that's
about a
spicy.
month. And so what this dumbass fucking doctor did, just got out of medical school, fat ass bitch. She took bandages, she wrapped them around, and she was like, "Don't take these off, don't shower, don't take these off."
It
What
got
she
infected, didn't it?
what she didn't account for is that skin was going to grow back over that, right?
Oh.
Yeah, 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 buddy. So what she didn't account for is that skin grows back pretty quickly. And I went back and I was like, "Hey, yo, what we gonna do about this,
Where
honey?
the bandages?
What the fuck we gonna do about this?" And she was like,
She just cut your back open?
"No," she was like, "You know what we got to do about this." So I had to sit there, face the wall while this
Tore it
stupid
out.
ass fucking bitch ripped every single one of these bandages because she wrapped them around like I was fucking just got blown up by a landmine, and she fucking wraps them around because it's one piece of fucking tape. It wasn't like gauze; it was like medical tape. And
Yeah, I know what you're
yeah,
talking
she was
about.
like, "This, she'll just do this. I'll just do this so it
It's
doesn't
like the
get like
shit that you wrap your
exposed."
fists in before you box.
Exactly. She was like, "I'll just do this so it doesn't get like exposed or whatever." And I was like, "Okay, I mean that sounds smart. You know what
Yeah,
you're
it
doing.
makes
You're a
sense.
fucking doctor." 5, 6 weeks in,
No, doctors don't know what they're doing, by the
and
way.
she rips it all
At
off,
least not around here.
and I wanted to punch her so bad in the face. I was like, ah, and I cried for about a couple days, and
Dude,
then
I would too.
I remember that
Now, now I would.
the skin grows back, and it's like I don't know. Hold on,
Like scar tissue?
skin growing back after sun
Somewhere.
poison. I'll try to find you a picture of what this bitch looked like. So it was like kind of the consistency of blisters. Oh yeah, I had these all over my back. Like they were like this exact blister. Uh,
Yeah, those blisters that like.
yellow type blisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remove that.
One time my dog jumped up on me and popped like 6 of them and I cried. But
Ooh,
it was like my skin, my entire back and my
I
arms
like that.
felt like the consistency of a blister, but they weren't blisters. It was just where like the skin was growing in. And I, the smart ass motherfucker I was, peeled it all off. So like it was before, but it was like it was I can't explain it. Like it
Your
was.
skin may have been scarred if you didn't.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. It may have been permanently damaged.
that's why I have freckles on my shoulders. Like I don't know if you've ever seen my shoulders, but I got
Oh
Fucking
yeah, no, I saw like I thought you just had really bad like back knee that moved up to your shoulders.
no, I didn't have those before I got that. I don't know why my new skin was like, hey, I'm about to grow it back up
Okay.
with freckles, but I'm.
Worst I've ever been sick was second grade. I had hand, foot, and mouth.
Oh
Now
yeah.
I they like you would think it's like a chicken pox kind,
Mm-hmm.
and you would think it's whatever, people get over that. My skin on my arms bubbled and popped,
Oh
like it would just grow, like I was boiling. My skin was boiling, and it made no sense.
oh yeah.
And I thought I was a walker or something. I thought I had like the Z virus or T virus from like Resident Evil. I thought it was over, and I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. I had like a crazy ass high fever. I remember I have one memory. My head hurt so bad. Fell asleep watching Planet Sheen. Woke up and my dad was watching the first like the trilogy of Star Wars or whatever, like
Yes.
the first three movies in the other room, and it was like pew 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 pew, and my head was just pounding, and I thought I would puked.
Mm.
It was so bad. I hated it, and I have red marks on like my arms where they used to like the blisters. I guess you'd call them that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom just thought I got
Boils.
sunburn. Yeah, like boil. I don't know what to call it because every time I look it up, like I don't really see what I had.
Huh.
And I sleep with my arms under my pillow, and I had to stop doing that
Oh
once I
yeah,
got that.
I do that. I do that too. Like face down, arms under pillow. Yep.
Yes. And like, but like, shit, I hated it so much. And my mom sent me to school whenever I first had like the what's that called, like symptoms of it,
Yeah.
and like my palms, like I'd scratched them to hell, and I was like, there were scabs, and it was like blistered, and like up my like arms, like I had like my skin was rising, and it was like red,
Mm-hmm.
and like like bubbles were forming, and my mom was like, you just got sunburnt where you went fishing. Slap
Fishing.
aloe vera on my arms, sent me to school, and I'm like, I feel like shit, and like I was scratching everything, and then I like went there, and then like my teacher took my temperature, and they're like, dog, you're like 107 degrees right now. And
Is
I
it?
was like, what?
Did it look like that?
It looked like demons. That's like what my the bottom of my hand, it wasn't really that yellow because they were like sort of self-inflicted, if that makes sense, because you'd scratch the hell out of your hand because it wouldn't stop
Oh,
itching, and then like it'd tear open, then it scab, but then also it'd have like these weird blisters, but they weren't yellow.
ooh, that's.
They were more like, you see where it's red, where it's like yellow in
Mhm.
on the left hand towards like,
Yeah.
that's what it was like all over my hands, and it was on the bottom of my feet too, and in the back of my throat. I had blisters in the back of my throat,
Well, that,
and my
what
and my
makes
throat hasn't recovered since because whenever I went to the ENT, they said my throat looks like cobblestone.
God, what makes it like only on the hand, feet, and mouth?
It's just I guess a strand of like chicken pox, where chicken pox is like everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I guess it removes to mutation. I don't know.
That's weird.
And my dad was like, I thought hoof and mouth was only something cows got. My mom was like, but you know who gave it?
Xander.
The
Oh, I'll
they
say.
dog, the man, La Nariz, bro.
It's gonna.
But
Okay.
because he had it, but his was minor, and he went to school and gave it to me, and I was out for a week, and I didn't even recover. They just gave me like steroid cream to put on my arms, and it fixed it because it's a virus. You can only just like wait it out, and
See, I've never.
but they called it the hand, foot, and mouth disease. So
Mhm.
I thought I had some like chronic. This was the rest of my life, and they're like, no, it's just a virus, but they call it a disease. I'm like, then what?
Autism disease.
Dude, I went to the school nurse after like they like took my like they're like, you need to get your temperature taken. And I was like, okay, word. And I go in there, and then I'm like, you know what's up with my arms? Because they started like fully bubbling and like popping at this point.
Mhm.
And and then like the nurse was like eating, and then looks at me, and she's like, I'm not hungry anymore. held
Like,
held up held one of my arms, and then she held it, and then one of my things popped. She was like, yep, that's not good. She was like, are you allergic to anything? And I'm like, not that I know of. I'm like, I can breathe, and I've been like this since yesterday. And they were like, well, we're gonna get somebody to pick you up. And they're like, okay. And then I like called my mom, and my mom was at work. She couldn't take me, so my grandpa shows up. He's like, Jesus, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And then he gives me a allergy pill, and he's like, you allergic to something? I'm like, I don't know, bro.
you are.
And I'm like, everybody thinks I'm allergic to something. And then my mom like came, and she was like, I feel so bad. And I'm like, yeah, you should.
You should.
But like that was the worst I ever felt. Like I couldn't walk. I was straight up stayed in bed, and even when I was in bed, I was in pain. it sucked. It was like the flu, but you couldn't like touch anything. I couldn't eat because my throat hurt all the time. Because literally the same thing that was happening on my arms was happening in the back of my throat.
So strep
Nice.
throat, but AIDS.
Worst I've ever been sick. Sick. I would never
6.
get it again.
3 out of 10.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Seriously, I hated it.
See, longest I've ever missed school. The sucky thing is I couldn't miss school because of the sun thing because it was in the summer, and then see, I got the flu like that exact same summer. Maybe I didn't get. Maybe it wasn't the flu. It was something.
I got hit by a car.
I got hit by a double-decker bus when I was.
This is just like an out pity. You start making up stuff.
Oh,
Shit, a helicopter fell
like all right.
shot up the air.
When I was 7, I got shot 8 times by the police.
8, and you were 7. They caught me slanging the rock, and it was over.
Yeah, bro, they brought out the bazooka and shit, bro.
Y'all know Tsar Bomba Mach 2, the strongest recorded nuclear warhead. Yeah,
Yeah, that was me.
I got hit by that.
It's true.
I was on the testing site when Mach 1 was tested, and I lived.
It's true. I was the
My
plane.
He was the plane. I was the Enola Gay that dropped Fat Man and Little Boy.
I was the Big Bang. Yeah, I was there.
Big
I was there. I was there.
I was the Big Bang.
No, impossible.
Impossible. There are people like that. Like, there's this one girl, I'm not going to name names, but growing up my entire life, I'm pretty sure her mom had a lobotomy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, ew. Isn't that where they
Yeah.
like drill into your brain and they're like, you ain't right in the head?
Like, they fixed something, but I think it was like brain surgery because of like tumor. I don't know, maybe. Like, I mean, she's fine now, I'd imagine, her mom.
Mhm.
And she still goes to her school, so I'm not going to say anything. But she used to talk about it all the time. She was like, my mom had to learn how to speak and write again and how to drive. I'm like, yeah, that happens.
I'm just gonna consult you, and it's on my second monitor, so you can text me who it is.
Okay. She spells her name a different way, but it's the same way of saying it. I've just forgot her name. What's
No.
She came from my feeder school.
Oh.
Start naming off. No. I mean, maybe. No, wait. No. Hold up. I know she follows me on Instagram. Let me check. Continue talking while I look for this, because I don't want, like, the whole podcast just being like, yeah, no, her. No.
Yeah. All right, but like, if it's, we can just throw some shade. I won't say names, but if it's who you think, is she in our grade?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's who you're talking about, it's she's a compulsive liar, and she.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, we're thinking the same person.
Okay.
She told me she got pulled into a tornado once, and I was laughing.
Yeah.
It was in the elementary school, because remember, like, they said there was one tornado that had happened.
Yeah.
And, like, that's unheard of in West Virginia because, mountains, and that prevents that. And she was like, yeah, I was outside. It was midnight. The tornado came, and I got pulled off my balcony. And I was losing my mind. Like, I was in, like, the first grade, and I knew it was, like, horseshit. And I was just like, that's hilarious. And I was, like, imagining it in my brain. I'm like...
So, like...
She was like, I was holding on to, like, my porch railing, and I got pulled in. And I'm dying. Like,
I think she wasn't there your entire, like, elementary school, because she went to...
she switched.
Yeah, she went to...
She went back and forth.
She went to our elementary school, too. I won't say the name of it. But,
yeah, you went...
she said that she had, like, a house of gold. Like, she said
her... she'll just say the most off-the-wall shit, and I'm like, I used to believe that growing up. And now I'm like, what? I think, yes. Pretty sure that's a lesson. Wait, she took...
Yeah, she did.
I'm learning some information.
Yeah, she did.
How do you... don't they, like, weigh you before everything?
I'm going to pause the recording real quick, okay? And I'll tell you this.
And make it a round hour.
Okay, yeah, we're back. We
had to talk about something about how somebody from Jamaica and Australia at the same time.
Same person.
Not be that person that had the compulsive liar.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Jamaica.
Huh?
I can tell y'all the story since she's, I couldn't tell you the other thing because it would
Since
like,
she's from Jamaica.
yeah. So like we were doing a scavenger hunt in class, and we were trying to find people with, like different things like favorite colors, purple, and whatever. So we couldn't find nobody with like who was born in different countries. So she pipes up, she's like, I was born in Australia. So I was like, all right, cool. And then a couple weeks later, like I knew she was bullshitting, but I ain't gonna say it because I don't care. None of my business. So I was sitting there in class, and she was just sitting there talking. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm from Jamaica." And I was just, I looked at her, and I was like, "Huh?" And
Okay, wait, what's that place that's owned by like the United Kingdom that we kept losing our minds about that has like the Union Jack in their flag?
Guadalupe.
Guadalupe. I'm just gonna start saying I was born in Guadalupe.
Shoot, I was gonna text you something else.
Somebody Guadalupe. God, I didn't know she even did that sport. Guadalupe, man, dude. I hope they're.
All right, I sent you something. Okay, so I mean,
Huh?
yeah.
I guess them's the Australia rules where everything's back
Yeah. Okay, so we're 51 minutes in. We're gonna push this to an hour, so we
to
got
an
9 minutes
hour.
left. So I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna
Hope y'all enjoyed whatever.
yeah.
If anybody's listening, we're just doing this for our own shits and gigs, but like
I mean, it's like talk about shit because we were like, the shit we talk about. It's like it
some
could
stuff, it's like write that down.
right
Like
there.
Schrodinger's. Okay, I need to explain Schrodinger's bag, right?
God, Schrodinger's bag.
My man Alex, right? I think his friend got a cat named Schrodinger. After the physics, whatever, I don't know, quantum mechanics, Schrodinger's cat law, whatever it is. But I was so I thought he said Schrodinger's bag, right? And I'm like, yo, that's fire, because it's like getting the bag, right? In Schrodinger's cat, it's either alive or it's not. So with Schrodinger's bag, you either get it or you don't. And that's the
Schrodinger's
most that
bag.
like I write that down. Like that is bars.
Write that down. Hey, hey, hey.
If I swear to God, I'm gonna hear like Takashi 69. He gonna come out of jail and he's gonna go, Schrodinger's bag, and then like I'm gonna be like he copied my flow through the phone.
He got.
Bar for bar.
God,
God, Schrodinger's bag is one of the best things.
he made like a fuck ton of money, like while he was in jail, and it was just sitting there in an account because like there's shit like YouTube, there's shit like sponsorships and stuff because he
Oh
was.
yeah, it still goes on.
Yeah, I know. So like it was just sitting there in his fucking bank account, and he comes up and he buys like a fuck ton of cars and jewelry and stuff.
And he ain't had to worry about getting any money for commissary.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like cause he got in trouble of like racketeering and shit, but
He's
like,
gonna get life.
oh yeah, and he snitched on fucking everybody. He was like, all right,
I don't
Schrodinger's bad.
understand. I don't understand. Like, he still committed the crime. You can't just be like snitch out your homies. You can go from life to nothing.
Oh, you can. Oh no,
Like, I
you.
understand if it's like a minor crime, like just petty thievery or shit like that, and you got a homie and you snitch on him, whatever. Like, I understand that, but you can't just charge somebody with life, and if they snitch, they're good and they can get off of life.
What
I
did he
find that
even
ridiculous.
do? Like, I
I
understand. Like,
don't know. I know he probably ordered
oh,
some
Google.
shit about like people getting.
What did? So YNW Melly is he like he's in jail for life, isn't he?
Like, I don't understand how many people you got to snitch on to go from like 200 years to none.
To get life. Okay, so in October 2018, 6ix9ine was sentenced to 3 years probation and 1,000 hours of community service after pleading guilty in 2015 for taking part in disseminating a video that showed a 13-year-old girl giving oral sex and making sexual contact with other individuals.
Oh, that was way before the racketeering.
Yeah. Shit. What else?
She says she was 18, dog. And that's,
Oh yeah, here it is.
now I'm gonna get shot. Now that he's out. Treyway Blood's gonna come get him.
Okay, rapper has been facing minimum 47 and maximum life in prison, but the plea bargain means he could be released in November 2020. He testified against former members of non-trade gangster bloods. The offenses 6ix9ine was charged with include racketeering, carry a firearm, assault with the dangerous weapon and conspiracy murder charges. Like I don't see how that could be 47 to life.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Racketeering definition. Hold up. Racketeering is dishonest and fraudulent business dealings. Okay.
okay. So that I mean I guess that makes
So
sense.
people getting scammed. I mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah, just I mean that's just fucking with the government, I guess.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I get how they got life, but if it, I mean, charges stack up if it's like quantity and they just got to add everything. So that may have been how we got to the life part.
Yeah.
Because it's like we got you doing so much shit, like it's just like we're either like 40 to life, like that's 40 minimum.
Yeah.
But like shit like that is crazy.
Yeah, I just don't fucking understand. Like, I
There
mean,
used to be a dude that would like rob banks and hop in an airplane and dip out. Like this was like first when airplanes became a thing, and like he was rich already, so he just bought an airplane, would land it in the middle of the road, hop out with a gun, rob a bank, hop in the airplane, fly away. This is not a joke. This was a dude. And I swear I don't remember his name. I'll send you the video where I learned about it. It was like top 10 con artists, and I watched on Modern Rogue, and they were like he would just it was either con artist or criminal or whatever. He was rich. He bought a plane, landed in the road in like the 1800s or whenever plane, the early 1900s, whenever like planes weren't very accessible, but they were a thing.
hmm
Hop out with a gun, be like, "Give me all your cash," and then like take the money from the bank, hop in the plane, and he was gone.
yeah.
They
So
didn't catch him for like a month,
he's just
and
robbed
he
like
would frequently rob banks,
like
like
40 banks.
almost daily.
I can imagine them just chasing him down while he's in the plane, like in other planes.
Because everybody has like a car at this point. They're like in Model Ts, and
Yeah, they're just in there shooting at each other.
he's just like, "You'll never catch me, fucko."
So like, do you know who like Babyface Nelson is? Babyface.
Yes.
Yeah. God. And he robbed three in the span of an hour. He robbed three banks in the span of an hour.
That's called talent.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shit.
Yeah, but this dude would like take hour interludes and rob banks that were in different states. Dude, can you imagine like the banks that are like same company calling each other?
Oh yeah,
It's
Bill.
like it's like one from like Kansas
it's
to
like,
like Nevada,
it's like,
and then they're
dude.
just like, "You won't believe what just happened." It's like, dude, some dude in a plane just landed. It's like same thing happened here.
It's like,
I guarantee the police wouldn't believe if you did that now. It's like there's a dude that just landed his damn biplane in the middle of the road, hopped out with a gun, took her money, a plane, and flew away.
I can, and then like it's like there ain't no fucking way, and then the plane just drives overhead, and there's like cash coming out of the back of it.
like and it's like in the cartoon sacks with a dollar sign on it.
Yeah, just imagine like
It's like like one like hundreds just falling from like
yeah, and he
the
catches
sky.
one, and he's like, son of a bitch.
He's got like the Red Baron like old school goggle like leather cap, a scarf.
It's just like can't get over the fact that like two neighboring cities, like the guy who robbed like three banks in three banks in an hour, like two neighboring cities, they just call each other. He's like, bro, I just got fucking robbed. You won't believe it. And he's like, hold on a second, somebody's here. How may I help you? And he's just like, just hear like gunfire.
And then he's like, okay, okay. So this dude just came down in a plane, right?
Yeah. So this dude, right, and he's like, hold on. There's somebody landing a plane in the fucking street
It's
right
like
now.
it's like, hold on, what the hell? What's that noise? And it's just like, and it's just, and then you hear like muffled over like the plane that's still running, like, give me all your money.
He like crashes it into the building. He's like, "Hey, give me that fucking cat," and then he just drives away.
Hold on, I gotta look up this dude's name. This is like early 1900s, and he just get in the plane, land it in the road, take the money, hop back in the plane, go away.
I can just imagine him just like leaving the plane, running in the street, and he's like chasing after it with like bags of money. God.
Robbed banks in plane. DB Cooper.
No, that wasn't him. That was
No,
the
wait, no, that's a dude that
Yeah.
just hijacked a plane mid-flight. No, there was a dude that just right around like early 1900s. I think this is the dude. John Herbert Dillinger. Okay, was an American gangster active during the Great Depression. He operated with a group of men known as the Dillinger Gang or the Terror Gang, which was accused of robbing 24 banks and 4 police stations, among other crimes. Hold on, this gotta be the dude with the plane. He got plastic surgery. I hope this is the same dude. Bank robbery. Okay. I don't think this would be the dude because I feel like on this wiki article, there would have just been like, he robbed banks and planes.
Yeah, I mean they're.
Plastic surgery. Did he get? I think he got plastic surgery to change his face after
Yeah.
he did crime. That's smart. God. And there's Babyface Nelson, Bugsy. Everybody knows Bugsy. I gotta. Okay. What's the time on the podcast?
1 hour and 40 seconds.
Okay. Well, I guess we should. We might as well end it. Peace to the people that listen to the Quadruple Late podcast. You already know. We're probably gonna make more eventually. Thanks for sticking around to us talking about people robbing banks and airplanes,
Religion, technical difficulties,
and drugs.
Yeah. All right. Next podcast, I promise we're gonna have the name of that person who fucking robbed banks.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm pulling up the video.
And if you already know, tell us. All right. Peace out, boys. Catch you on the flip. Dap you up right now through the screen. Be like, ah.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words? Love you.
Yeah. Love you. Yep. There you go.
All right.